that, we got a brand new video for today. We're reacting to how Minecraft was made.
On a normal evening in 2009, a man gets home from work and boots up his
Is that
computer.
Notch?
His name is Marcus Persson, but he often goes by his screen name, Notch.
Minecraft was made in
Based
2000,
in Stockholm,
Windows 7.
Sweden, Persson spends his evenings developing passion projects, fun coding exercises that sometimes end up as completed video games, but more typically become abandoned after a short time.
Yo, Rudy, thanks
But
so much
what
for the
he
gifted
doesn't
sub.
know is that the file he starts today will change the gaming industry forever and will make him one of the wealthiest Swedes in the world.
Let's hear the story, bro.
This is the making of Minecraft.
We've been playing the game for this long. We don't even know how it was made.
In the very beginning, the game that Persson was creating wasn't called Minecraft.
Do you guys think he made Minecraft? Hold on, wait, I'm going back in time. It's slowly going backwards. Just hold on. Do you think he made Minecraft in this room? I feel like probably not. Like wearing this hat too? I don't know.
Called Minecraft. It was called
Yes.
Ruby Dung, based
Yes, I
on the
do.
two main elements of the game, the Ruby lands and the dungeons.
Ruby Dung?
It's
Isn't
going
that
to be
poop?
a fantasy group manager. You don't actually do any quests yourself, but rather assemble, equip and level up heroes, and send them on quests you've gotten from the local town.
Persson created a texture atlas, which is essentially one large image file that contains lots of smaller textures. Initially, this atlas only contained two textures, grass and cobblestone. Using these elements, he created a digital landscape filled with trees.
Oh, I never knew that.
Next up, Persson wanted to implement a first-person view of the heroes going on their quests. But quickly he realized that it was becoming too pixelated and blurry.
Okay.
Frustrated that he couldn't get all of the features just quite right, Persson scrapped the idea, not realizing that he had just
No.
created the first prototype for what would later become Minecraft. One major limitation was that he could only work on his games during the limited free time after his day job. He worked as a programmer at Midas Player, the Swedish
What is
game
that?
developers that would later go on to create Candy Crush. However,
Oh!
his bosses at Midas Player were unsupportive of Persson's hobby. And once they discovered that he was making his own games in his free time, they felt that there was a competing interest, and they barred him
Why does this look like AI for some reason? It doesn't look normal. It doesn't look like a human made this. Why is it all like warped?
from continuing making his own games. But Persson couldn't be stopped. Rather than comply, he decided to quit his job in order to continue
No.
working on his own passion projects.
He quit
And
Candy
he found
Crush.
a new job with the software company J-Album, where he befriended the CEO, Carl Manne. J-Album was not a game studio, but a company that made digital photo album software. And Carl Manne not only didn't mind what Persson did in his free time, but instead, he actively encouraged him to continue designing games.
Okay. When are we gonna hear about
At
Minecraft?
this point, Ruby Dung still sat on the shelf. A scrap project with little more development. That is until April 2009, when Persson came across a new game that would change everything.
Wait a second. There was another different game made by somebody else that was blocks? I thought Minecraft was the first like block game. I never knew that.
For him.
What?
The game was called Infiniminer.
What?
Infiniminer is a multiplayer game where players
That's like
team
old
up
Minecraft.
against other players
No,
to
he
dig
stole it.
blocks in search of minerals. As blocks are dug up, they can then
Why
be
is he
used
Mario?
to create structures to impede other teams.
Y'all
Though
remember
the
this?
objective of the game was to mine up more minerals than your opponents, players quickly abandoned that goal and instead realized it was much more fun to just build things. But despite the game's enormous potential, its development was plagued with difficulties. Zachary Barth, the original creator of Infiniminer, had intended to create a large network of players, But with the game's code constantly being modified and rewritten, the game soon fragmented its user base as the different versions of the game weren't compatible with each other. Frustrated, Barv decided to abandon the project as a whole, and the game's code became open source.
Oh, so you're allowed to steal it, right? Does that mean you're allowed to steal it?
The first time Person tried Infiniminer, he immediately had an epiphany that this was the game he wanted to do. And he had lots of ideas of how he could make it better.
So did Notch really make the game fully himself?
And got to work tweaking it into the new vision he had in his head. Reusing his existing textures, Person took a full weekend to rework some of the coding and art style. He called his creation Cave Game, and with just a little more work, it moved from just a test to a working prototype. Now, all he needed were players, and he had a plan for where he could get some early testers. Just a few weeks prior, Person joined an online indie game forum called TIG Source. Here, developers can receive feedback from other developers on games they are creating. Person began discussing with others in the community, who quickly suggested a new name for the project. Minecraft. Order of the Stone. Named for the two actions you could do in the game, mining and crafting, though Person would later drop the subtitle from the name. He then decided that this forum would be the best place to start getting early players and have some immediate feedback for how he could continue developing the game. And so, on May 17, 2009, he shared the first link that would allow others in the forum to begin playtesting the game.
Story mode. We're talking about story mode,
so there might be some crashes.
Just 12 minutes after he posted the link, the first person provides feedback.
Oh hell, that's pretty cool. I just dig around in the ground a bit, and suddenly I'm in this underground cave. Great sense of exploration already.
Just 3 minutes later, the next reply.
The animations are fantastic. It's generally really
he was massive on his first post
of Infiniminer.
Quickly, more and more people are downloading, providing feedback, and
it became big because developers were downloading it first. I never knew that.
And though the forum was made for feedback, players couldn't resist posting the things they have made.
What?
Since people were showing off screenshots of their creations, more and more people were encouraged to jump in and give it a try themselves.
Okay.
The community also had plenty of feedback for features that could make Minecraft even better, and Person was on it, updating his blog nearly every day with the progress he was making on adding many of the ideas presented.
Who is this? And why is he in a fully white room?
I plan on having several game modes. Creative, survival, team survival,
creative?
Fortress.
Though players were consistently finding the gameplay addicting, in this early stage there was no way to save what they had built. There was also no way to play with friends or to play on maps that others had created.
There were already trees by this point.
Person would often sit down with the intention to add these commonly requested elements to Minecraft.
Team survival.
But he would repeatedly get distracted due to the challenges of implementing multiplayer, and instead would focus on more fun features.
Okay, multiplayer was boring, but here's water. Should Minecraft have blood? No, blood is overused.
Good thing you didn't
Next
add
up
blood.
was
That'd be
adding multiplayer, which would take quite some time. But Person was determined to get it up and
he was doing
running,
all this by
though
himself.
not without
Okay.
some more side projects along the way, and more challenges to overcome.
So I didn't do multiplayer code, but I had fun. Multiplayer will be in the form of a downloadable server, which will broadcast its IP to the main server when it starts
Still
up.
like that now, right?
Oh, I feel stupid. Server admins could host any data they want on their servers. This means anything, including bad things.
Or no, I don't think that is how that
starting
works.
to go good. I've got player
There's
connect,
no main
disconnect
server
going, and map streaming
maybe
on
there
login.
is, actually. I don't know.
With the release of multiplayer, nearly a month had passed of constant updates, fine-tuning, and debugging since Minecraft was first introduced
Red Bull?
to the TIG source community.
Yeah, bro. No, I
And
just was
Person
chugging
realized
Red Bull.
that his passion project could be much more than just a game he was making as a hobby. If it was going to continue to grow like this, it was time to put a price tag on it and go commercial.
Oh no.
Though today, it may seem completely normal that an indie developer sells their game rather than releasing it for free, this wasn't actually the case in the late 2000s. The expected practice, rather, was to release a game as freeware and to make money through the use of ads. Person, however, came up with a different plan. Having seen how valuable the direct feedback from the forum has been, he designed his pricing to reward early adopters.
Oh, okay.
And despite the warning that people wouldn't pay for such a game, sales started coming in almost immediately. Person even started seeing such
I feel like
high
it's so
influx in
weird that a game this simple would do so well.
his income that his
Maybe that's
PayPal
just the
account
developer
was
world.
frozen
It was
due
just
to
so
suspected
unique or
fraud.
something. I don't know.
It was also enough that he was able to change his status from full-time to part-time.
I guess, you know what, probably back then
allowing
there probably weren't any like games where you just do whatever you want. Like usually it's like a storyline and stuff you have
him
to do.
spend even
But
more
Minecraft was
time
just
on
do
developing
whatever you
Minecraft.
want.
Month after month, Person followed the same process.
It was a lot different than everything else,
from
yeah.
those who were playing, implementing more features that were commonly requested, and fixing any bugs that were reported. He also, during this time, met another person on the TIG source forum that could help him with the game's sound design. Daniel Rosenfeld is a musician and sound engineer, and he began to collaborate with Person to provide sound effects for Minecraft, as well as produce the iconic soundtrack that is still used
We're in
to this
2013?
day.
Okay, time flew by. I guess, if that's where we're at.
By 2010, sales of
never
Minecraft
mind.
had grown to the point where Person was able to quit his part-time job with J-Album altogether.
He
And
was
it
working on Minecraft for years before he quit his job?
clear that as Minecraft continued to expand, Person would need an actual business structure to handle the explosive growth. But since he was uninterested in actually running a business, he decided to call in some help. First was a friend and colleague from Person's old days at Midas
Candy
Player,
Crush.
Jacob Porser. Second was yet another colleague, but this time from J-Album, the former CEO, Carl Mane. Together, the three would establish the company that would officially back Minecraft, Mojang.
Oh, Aura.
Person was no longer working from home, but had built a small team.
Wow.
The game was still not officially finished, but it already became immensely
So this is in 2010. They had a big white room with a flag on top. He always wore a fedora and the same shirt 24/7. And they got the same exact setup duplicated 3 times in a row. Dude, they're ahead of their time.
popular amongst players. And by August of 2010, Minecraft had grown enough to catch the attention of other,
I'm
much
ruining the video.
larger
Okay,
game development
sorry, guys.
companies, such as Valve. Person was invited for a meeting to the headquarters of the gaming giant in Bellevue, Washington, and he accepted the meeting halfway across the world.
I have all day on August 31st.
That's the clip where he
free
talks
in
about
Bellevue,
Herobrine.
If you guys could organize something on the forums. And I figured we could call it Minecraft Con 2010, even if it's just 3 people sitting around in uncomfortable silence for 20 minutes.
During the meeting with Valve, the company offered Person a position. However, he decided to turn the offer down, as his focus was solely on Minecraft. After these negotiations, however, Person joined a small gathering of people that had come around because
Chat, one of these people are me. Guess which one? This is me. 2009, 2010, I got into Minecraft and I went to, what am I, yeah.
of
Sorry.
his blog post.
That wasn't funny at all.
A little more
sorry.
than 50 people turned up to hang
Herobrine!
out in a
This is where he
park,
talked about Herobrine.
a meetup that would go down as
Wait,
the
a creeper
very
was-
first
oh my gosh.
Minecraft Con. And
That's
this
cool to see.
spontaneous event would give the Mojang team an idea. By the end of 2010, Minecraft had reached over 700,000 sales. And yet, by this point, Minecraft was still technically not a finished game. It was still in its beta phase. But Mojang's development team was close to finishing the actual release. With so much hype already built around the game, Mojang knew they needed some fanfare to go along with the game's launch. And in November 2011, they decided to host an official Minecon.
Dude.
This time, instead of an impromptu
go
gathering,
back.
This time,
is this? Oh, y'all can't see because of my camera. Is this the girl that like talks in Minecraft nowadays? Is that the same
instead
person?
of an impromptu gathering,
Like she's on the
50
Minecraft
people,
lives?
it would be a sold-out organized event.
She was talking
with
even back then.
4,500 attendees. And in quintessential early 2010s fashion, this Minecraft convention had a party DJ'd by deadmau5. All of this would be leading up to the grand finale of Minecon 2011, the official release of the game.
How much
As the
dedicated
Mojang
wham?
team gathered on stage,
Minecraft
person would stand by a large blocky lever, and with one pull, Minecraft was officially launched as a finished project.
This is when I started playing.
Even though the game was now finished, the team would continue working on it, releasing updates and adding new features, even until today. But for Persson himself, it was the end of a chapter. After 2 years of continuous work on Minecraft, he was ready to move on to other projects in order to get back to what he loved doing most: coding. And so, just 2 weeks after Minecraft's official release, Persson decided to step down from his position as lead developer of Minecraft. With Jens Bergensten now at its helm, Minecraft continued
So Minecraft
to
was
flourish,
this small? There
but
were only a
Persson
couple of
didn't get
developers.
the rest he was hoping for.
What?
Still perceived as the maker of Minecraft, players continued to send any issues they encountered to him, and he was flooded by complaints. For a long time, he would attempt to ignore the negative feedback that he could do nothing about until it finally came to a head in 2014. As the popularity of Minecraft continued exploding, an inevitable feature from players began to emerge: pay to win. Mojang has always allowed public servers to be created so that players around the world can play the same map together. However, this opened the door for some to take advantage and create servers where players have to spend money to gain an advantage. These pay-to-win services violated the end-user license agreement of Minecraft, which is why, in a controversial move, Mojang began to
What do you
crack
mean,
down
well?
on servers and gave them a deadline to either adapt or to shut down. Following this statement by Mojang, there was immense
No, chat.
negative
DrDonut SMP has always applied to the or obliged to the EULA. Okay, don't worry. We were not like these guys 12, 11 years ago. Okay, we're in the modern day where that stuff doesn't fly.
Back. And though Persson was no longer working on Minecraft,
They have a whole team checking servers. Chat, you think if we were breaking the EULA, you think we'd still be up? Yeah, nah, y'all are so dumb if you think that. You know what? This is not about DrDonut SMP, but I promise you, we're so massive that if we broke the EULA, we would be shut down. Okay, you think they don't even know? No, bro. DrDonut SMP is so basic on what we sell.
The bulk
you
of
get
the
some
criticism.
armor.
In frustration, he sent out a tweet on June 17, 2014 that would change
I
the
paid them.
direction of Mojang forever.
Oh, a tweet.
Anyone want to buy my share of Mojang so I can move on with my life?
Dude, wait, how much did Minecraft sell for?
For trying to do the right
That is
thing
insane.
not my
Wasn't it $1 billion? No.
The very next
No.
day, Mane began fielding
100
calls
mil?
from companies that wanted to know if Persson was serious, including studio giants EA, Activision, and Microsoft.
Oh,
And
shoot.
after giving it a thought, Persson realized he actually was serious
$2
about
billion?
selling Mojang,
No
so that he
way!
could finally distance himself completely. And after several rounds of negotiations, a deal was struck.
Mojang has confirmed it's being sold to Microsoft for $2.5 billion.
The deal with Microsoft meant that the Mojang founders, Persson, Mane, and
That's
Forcer, would step
crazy.
away completely, whereas all of their employees would be barred from layoffs. The Microsoft deal was worth a staggering $2.5 billion.
Only a couple years of work for $2 billion.
Person had become a billionaire overnight.
Holy cow, that's insane, bro.
This is the part of the script that should have been the easiest to write. After all, it's a classic happy ending. Person had achieved the unthinkable. He turned his passion project started at home.
All right, get this guy out of here, bro. We don't want to see this guy anymore.
Achieved the unthinkable. He turned his passion.
Who is this guy?
Project
that is not Notch.
Into an empire, becoming wealthier than he ever imagined. In the following years, Person would continue developing games, and he would do what billionaires do, moving to Los Angeles and buying the most expensive mansion ever built in Beverly Hills.
What?
Hosting extravagant parties.
Dude, that's
Meanwhile,
insane.
Minecraft continues to thrive. With over 300 million sales, it is to this day the most sold video game
300 million sales. Holy cow.
But yet, this is the part of the script for this video that was by far the hardest to write.
You just already said that.
In 2017, a series of racist and homophobic tweets led to Microsoft distancing itself from Person. They scrubbed his name from the game and did not invite him to the 10th anniversary celebration of Minecraft.
Dang.
Person's tweets were bad. Really bad. And they have significantly impacted his legacy in recent years. For me, the hard part about writing this section is figuring out how to talk about someone's harmful comments without making things worse. In situations like this, it often feels like there are two paths someone can take.
Yo, I love this video.
The easy path is the one where they double down on their harmful views, find a crowd that supports them. But then there is the hard path, acknowledging the mistakes, learning from them, and making an effort to change. And the easier we make it for people to
You know what video I'd want to see?
The more might take it. Marcus Person's story is undeniably inspiring.
I want to see a video of all the development and like business side from like 2009 to 2013, like before it was sold to Microsoft. I want to see all that.
There are a few stories that highlight as
like
well as
why they decided to add certain things into the game, what they really thought like the vision of the game was, what I don't know, all that. I want to hear that.
Idea is, and how much creativity.
This is like a short, like broader video.
And more than anything,
like look at this. Like I want to hear like why they decided to make different wood types. Who did that? Who thought of that? Like I want to hear what they thought of the game.
He created a world that I've always experienced as incredibly inclusive.
Oh shoot! Wait, let's go back. This is a throwback.
He has created a world that I've.
This is a throwback, y'all. I was with all these people. Yeah, this is the start of Hermitcraft season 1, or no, this is season 2 Hermitcraft. I was like on the right side over there. Yeah, I was here, y'all.
Always experienced as incredibly inclusive. When is Minecraft the most fun? Is it when you open a new world, starting to build something new from scratch? Or is it when you've built an empire, and you have an abundance of everything there is? Marcus Person is now in that second stage of life.
I didn't hear what he just said.